to me personally, I don't know anyone else, but when God gives you a dream and God gives you a promise, because that's how this all begins, there is a process. I'm living through it. There's a process. If you're not going through process, or you're the same person you were, I would question if God gave you a promise. Or you're just not surrendering to the process, you still doing it your way, and you can opt out of promised land blessings because you're deciding to do it your way. No, you can't say, I see me doing X, Y, and Z, whatever the dream is, but then you're not willing to do it God's way. It's full obedience or nothing at all. That's just what it is. It's either full obedience or nothing at all. That's God's way. Why? It's not to punish you. It's to prepare you. It's not to make your life hard for no reason. It's to prepare you. It's to make sure that when I give you this car, or when I let you into this place, or when I get you into this job, or when I give you those blessings, that platform, whatever that is, I want to make sure that you know how to drive the car when I give it to you. It'd be irresponsible for me to give you a car you don't know how to drive. And what I'm learning and what I'm seeing so much now, y'all, is number one, of how deceived I've been. That I've wanted a lot of things, but I didn't have the character to keep it. I didn't have the discipline. I'm over here worrying about things that don't really matter. What do I mean by that? In this season of my life, is he okay with me? Like, y'all can say whatever y'all want in these comments. Is he okay with me? Am I doing what he wants me to do? You can like me, love me, hate. Is he okay with me? Am I honoring him with what I'm doing? Because people, as we all know, are up and they're down. One day they love you, next day they hate you. One day they singing your praises, the next day they saying what's wrong with you? You need to retire. You need to do this. You need to do that. People are finicky. They go up and down. He stays exactly the same. And he chooses to love me every single day anyway. And I know that he's preparing a place for me. I know that whatever plans he has in store for me are better than anything I could have imagined. I've had to surrender. I've had to surrender my controlling nature. I had to surrender the need to see it. I had to surrender those things and just say, God, your will be done, not mine. Like, I'm not doing it my way. You're right. I'm going to do it this way. You want me to come on here? You want me to, okay, I'll do it. You want me to do, okay, I'll do it. You want me to, okay, I'll do it. And I might fight with him a little bit. I might go back and forth with him a little bit. But I'm at a place in my life, y'all, where I'm just like, God, I want my life to mean something. I want my impact to mean something. Y'all, something just popped up. Like, while I'm here, something just popped up and says, you are a child of God. Literally, as I'm talking to you, and I just said what I said, something just popped up and said, you are a child of God. But again, digressing, I want my life to mean something. And a lot of times, it's almost like if I'm sitting next to the person who created the iPhone, right? And I'm over here, and I'm trying to tell the creator of iPhone how to manage the iPhone. He done created the daggone iPhone. How am I going to tell him what's the best use for this iPhone? He knows better than I know about what to do with the iPhone. He probably knows things about that iPhone that me having the iPhone for years and years, probably a decade at this point, I've never known about the iPhone because I didn't create it. You can sit in a car with somebody who created the Rolls Royce or who created Tesla. They're going to be in there and you're going to be like, no, you don't drive the car like that. No, you drive the car like this. They're like, I created this car. You don't think I know how to drive this car? And that's what we do with God. That's exactly what we do with God. We try to tell him what's the best way to go about driving the car or the best way to use the iPhone when he created it. There's things about you don't even know. And you trying to tell him what's the best way to go about your life and what's the best use of your talents and what's the best way you should. And he's like, how are you telling me? I created you. I know better than you what's best for you. It's like sitting in the car with the creator of your car and you trying to tell them how to drive your car. No. Go on the other side. Do this. It's like, no, I know what I'm doing. I made this. But hey, if you want to teach me how to work this thing when I made it, go ahead. God is not the one. He ain't going to argue with you. He going to let you drive. He going to let you drive up into a wall. And then he's like, okay, are you ready now? You ready to do it my way now? Or you want to keep going your way? Because your way isn't bringing about the results that you want. So when you're done with you and you're tired of you, whether that's mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, when you've hit that wall, when you are tired of doing it your way, and you have dreams that have gone unrealized, that you know have gone unrealized. You have relationships after relationships that disappoint you over and over again, where you have been trying to start platforms because you know God has given you that. Or you've been trying to go into a new career position because you know God has told you that. When you've been trying to do those things and you getting tired of your own effort, it's then when God says, okay, are you ready for me to, so you ready for me to, okay. I got you. So I can drive now? Are you tired? You tired? You done yet? I know what you want because I gave you those desires. I know what you want. And I know how to get there. But you're going to have to do it my way. Are you willing to surrender your way for a better way? And I know at first it seems like, and I'm telling you guys this with all of my being, hear me clearly. When I started this journey about 2 months ago, or I don't even know how many months ago. Might be 2 months ago. Might be over 2 months ago now. But it's at least 2 months. And God had given me a word about something that he was promising me. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through the process. And really it was outcome driven. I was going through the process because I wanted what he told me he was going to give me. Y'all been there, right? You want the outcome. You want the promise. You want the promised land. So you over here, I'm going to do what you want me to do so I can get what I want. And I was doing it that way, but that's actually manipulation. It's a form of witchcraft. He had to check me on that. I had to get it together. But that's how God starts our relationship, as a promise. And so I started this promise and I started going through this process. And after about a month, I started realizing that this process wasn't to hurt me. This process wasn't to punish me. This process was to grow me up in ways that I needed to grow. That there was things that he was breaking off of me. My fear of vulnerability, my fear of, my fear of disappointment. My goodness, that's a big one. My fear of disappointment, my pride, my ego, my defensive nature. That I can be very emotionally reactive. I have a core wound of injustice that speaks when I do things. That core wound of injustice comes up. That I was fighting this process and I was going back and forth with him. And he kept telling me to endure. I kept hearing a song in my head playing over and over again. The song is called Abide, right? I was randomly listening to another podcast and the podcast said, did you know that abide means endure? I'm like, it does? I didn't know that. So I'm hearing this song he's playing in my head called Abide by Ryan O'Fee, which is a beautiful song. But I had no idea he was just telling me to endure it. Endure, keep going. And it wasn't until I started really just saying, you know what, God? Wherever you take me, I want to go. However you want to do it, I'll do it. I'm no longer going to tell the creator of the thing how to manage me because I haven't managed me well. I haven't managed me well. I haven't managed my journey well. I surrender. I surrender all. All to thee, my precious Savior, I surrender all. And so when I got through that and stopped fighting the process and started just surrendering, instead of fighting the stream, just going with the stream, I've seen why this was necessary for me. This is what I needed. I'm over here trying to get it so I can get to what I need, but I know that what the promise is means nothing without him. And I started, my prayer was like, God, I want my heart to desire you more than any promise you could give me. I want my heart to be so attached to you that it doesn't matter. And over time, just surrendering that, just giving that to him, he's changed that for me. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. I'm not. There's areas, I said it yesterday, Pam checked me on an area I didn't even know I struggled with yesterday. So I'm like, okay, well, back to the lab again. Back to the lab again. Let's get to work in, right? But I surrender, taking full accountability. And I think that, guys, if we stop allowing culture to influence us in the way that it wants to influence us, because the driver of culture is the enemy. We know that. You can see it, you see it. It's not hard to see that the driver of culture is the enemy. So you can keep going down that road and you can keep being unfulfilled, because I know it's unfulfilling. I've been there. You're always seeking for a new thing to be happy about. You're looking for the next thing to hit your dopamine receptors. That's why drug use is on the high. That's why a lot of people decide to numb themselves and go to different lengths to be able to survive and not thrive in this world. Right? That's why loneliness and mental health issues are on the rise in this world. Because the way of the world was never meant to fulfill you. It's a false sense of freedom. It's not freedom. It's conditioning. Once we stop being deceived, because we know that the enemy is divisive. He wants to separate us. He doesn't want unity. He doesn't want these things. When we stop being deceived and we surrender to God's process, we get God results. You can keep getting your results if you want to. But I believe that there's a purpose on your life that's greater than you could even imagine. That there's things that God has in store for you that if you just let go and you just do it his way. Yes, is it uncomfortable? Yeah. But every step I've taken in obedience, whether it made sense to me or not, has worked for me. It's never worked against me. Never. Yes, I let it go. I had peace about it and I moved on. I had peace about it. I'm like, okay. And at the moment, I'm like, God, but why? I don't understand this, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I did what God wanted me to do, I had peace. That's why I'm telling you guys, the hallmark, the way you know it's God, is peace. That the enemy can send you signs. He'll hear you pray. You can ask for them signs, and he'll give you those signs. Because the one thing the enemy wants you to do is crash and burn and blame God. That's what he does want you to do. Because he wants you, like Job, what he wanted for Job was to turn away from God and decide to unalive himself. That's what he wanted. He wanted him. That's what he wanted. That's what the enemy wants. He doesn't want your car. He doesn't want your house. He doesn't want your career. He wants your relationship with God.